Welcome to the Saturday Night John Cena final match review for the Eastside Davidson Wrestling Show.
Yes, sir. No, listen, this is a impromptu, very special episode of the Eastside Davidson Wrestling Show. You can hear it because we just decided we got to get right into it. Screw the theme music. Screw the intro, the outro. We love them, but the John Cena final match took place last night, Stanley Mack. And as you are the 16-year-old in the house who has literally watched John Cena his entire life, I'd like you to tell us your thoughts and opinions. Go.
For 10 years. I've been watching for 10 years now. And for the past 10 years, I've been told never give up. And now he gave up.
He gave up.
That's depressing for me.
He gave up, though.
That is very depressing for me.
John Cena had a 20-year slogan, which was never give up, except he gave up last night. And we're going to break it down why this was an embarrassingly bad decision. Number one, forget about these pathetic WWE apologists and defenders, the Peter Rosenbergs. You know who they are. I got a lot of people. They're all trying to sound like Vince McMahon, 1997, post the Montreal Screwjob by bringing up the, quote, time-honored tradition, close quote. The time-honored tradition, pal. Let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this very podcast. And if you are, I'm going to assume that you know a little bit about wrestling and wrestling history. How many, quote, time-honored traditions has the WWE ignored? If not, decided, no, that time-honored tradition is stupid and wrong, and we reject it. How many time-honored traditions has the WWE completely destroyed these last 40 years? They're all about rebuffing time-honored traditions. It's literally why Vince McMahon stopped calling it professional wrestling and started calling it sports entertainment, pal. The territory system was a time-honored tradition. There were territories where people knew, okay, this is my area for my wrestling promotion and my stars. Vince McMahon said, screw your time-honored tradition of the territory system. I go again. I reject that. Times change. So that's what the WWE's been doing for literally 40 years. 40. They're the company that goes against tradition. So stop it with this cliche that, by the way, you heard from Vince McMahon or Triple H or some other wrestling guy. Here's the thing. Here's the overall theme of the WWF. They are schizophrenic and they don't know who they are. Are you a wrestling company or a sports entertainment company? It's time to decide, because you're someone with a personality disorder at this point. Triple H talking about John Cena did the time-honored tradition. Well, this isn't professional wrestling. You told us that this is sports entertainment. So why does he need to go out on the worst way possible? Tapping out, giving up. You cannot in any way, shape, or form change what happened. The WWE apologists are so arrogantly burying their heads in the sand, trying to pretend that they don't understand the context with which fans are criticizing them. Here's why people are mad. Cena tapped out while smiling. What the hell was that? Cena could have lost. Cena could have won. Just book it the right way. Cena could have pulled a Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 92, where Gunther, in one of those sleeper holds, makes a mistake of getting Cena by the corner. He flips and he gets Gunther pinned, shocking win, and that's the way Cena goes out. Doesn't bury Gunther at all, and Cena goes out with a victory and everyone's happy. Or Gunther puts Cena to sleep. like Austin passing out in WrestleMania 97 when Bret Hart forced Austin to pass out, and no one held it against Austin. He continued to have plenty of buzz. In fact, his career went up after that. No one minded that Austin passed out. When you pass out, it's not under your control. You're not giving up. It's the tapping of the out that we are so angry about. For Triple H not to get it. For Peter Rosenberg not to get it. It's pathetic, and you're burying your heads in the sand on purpose because you're nothing but money whores.
And then The Miz going out there, Triple H sends him out to do his work. Like, just ridiculous.
The Miz, Triple H, obviously sends The Miz out post-show. He's the first one there. It was the most embarrassing display of running cover for a dirty operation I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, The Miz was told, "Hey, Miz, go out there. Hey, sell it. Make this the best wrestling night ever. You know, lie to the fans." Here's also why last night sucked. Every finish was bad. The Cody Obafemi finish was awful. It's a non-finish. Oh, we can't have Cody lose, and we can't have Obafemi lose. So why are we having the match? What's the point? Why are we having this match then? If we can't figure out an ending, you wouldn't say, "Hey, I have a good idea for a movie, but I can't figure out the ending." You know what Hollywood would say? "Then you got no movie, stupid." They're being so dishonest. That's why I'm literally irate. Because the one thing I don't like, don't make me feel stupid, because guess what, Triple H, Peter Rosenberg, and the rest of you? I'm smarter than you. So is Stanley. But I'm talking about 1,400 on my SATs. I'm talking about graduating from college with a 3.5 GPA, a.k.a. Magnum Cum Laude, a.k.a. with honors. I am smarter than you. I'm telling you, this was insulting to fans everywhere.
What I hate is, they really think all wrestling fans are just so stupid.
Dumb. We're stupid. And that's a great way to turn off fans and have us not watch your product. And by the way, I'm seeing these people like, "Yeah, I'll see you on Monday." You might not. I don't know. But before I explain a little bit about myself, when WWE sucks 94 and 95, I leave and I'm gone. I don't watch anything. I don't buy anything. I certainly don't attend any events. Gone. You don't get a second of my time. You don't get a cent of my money. And then in 2005, where I felt like the product wasn't good, gone. Stanley brought me back in 2015. It was Stanley Mack. Now, I've watched, so basically 84 to 94, 10 years, 2-year break there. 96 to 95, that's like 9 years, so that's like, so like 19 out of 21, then the 10-year break, so 19 out of 31, and now the last 10 years. So it's about 29 of the last 41 years. I'm watching every single show, every episode, every pay-per-view. But don't talk to me like I won't leave, because I've just accounted for 12 years where I'm gone, and you don't get any money from me. And guess what? That's going to happen to a lot of people. Especially when big mouths like me do podcasts like this, telling people how insulting all of this was. Because you know what? Other people will go, "Yeah, you know what? I feel kind of crappy after last night. I don't even like the fact that right now I am a WWE fan. You sold out WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia, you money-sucking prostitutes."
And the next pay-per-view, Rumble, is also in Saudi Arabia, so...
Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. You're a bunch of sellouts. You jack up the ticket prices, and all for giving us a horrible quality show in 2025. This is not against any single WWE superstar. We're fans of CM Punk. We're fans of Cody. We're fans of lots and lots of people. LA Knight, who you buried because he held a sign that says we want LA Knight over Jey Uso, and then Jey Uso shows up on the post-show drunk as always.
You know why, by the way? It's because as you point out before, Triple H ain't used for people to kind of tell him like no at all. So
Triple H is right now making himself into Vince McMahon Jr. Only give Vince credit for at least in the 80s and 90s being innovative and putting out a quality product. I'm not talking about the problem is Triple H is a Vince McMahon Jr. of like Vince from 2018 to 2021, the worst era of Vince. And that's what Triple H is modeling himself after. The bad Vince rather than the good Vince. This stinks.
You know, Triple H is like, he's like Brian Daboll. Started off really good.
Yep. That's a great analogy. The Giants head coach, Daboll. Yeah, Brian Daboll. That's what happens. Well, this is what happens. When you have instant success, immediate success, early success, oftentimes it gets to your head, and it did with Triple H. More so than ever, Triple H is a big-headed, egomaniac, narcissist jerk these days. Sorry, that entire post-show performance was disgusting. Talk about a condescending jerk who is completely dismissive of the fans. Hey, moron, you're not smarter than everybody. When 20,000 people in a sold-out arena are booing you, chanting F you, chanting for Vince McMahon to come back, chanting for LA Knight because you're burying him right now, that is telling. And then for Triple H to go in the post-show and go, I'll always do right for business. Hey, stupid, what's right for business is listening to the fans. You clearly don't know how to do that. You don't know how to do the balance of, yes, you can't give the fans everything that they want on every single show, but you can tell stories, and then in big moments, you do give the fans what they want. In WrestleMania, in John Cena farewell matches. I had no problem with Cena winning. I had no problem with Cena losing.
You know what?
But not tapping out with a stupid smirk on his face and then having all these WWE apologists explain it like, that was John Cena tapping out on wrestling. You just don't get it. That was John Cena tapping out on wrestling. That's just as bad. He's still tapping out, and he's still quitting, and now he's actually doing what he said he was going to do as a heel. He's ruining wrestling. These people, these absolute two-faced hypocrite liars, like all they do is care about their paychecks. And that's what's going on. We're not dumb. All of you at the WWE, your post-show and your pre-show people, get them out. I know you want. Clean house. They're all a bunch of kiss asses, pardon my French.
And that's probably why they're there.
That's exactly why they're there. What I'm saying is I'm sick and tired of it. You can't surround yourself by yes people and expect to be told the truth and you must be told the truth. If you're running a business, especially a creative business, not every decision is going to be good. You need to be told why some things fail. Why did that happen? And why did the audience reject that failure so that you don't repeat the same mistakes? If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them. We all know this phrase. Stanley, you talk for a second. I'm too upset.
So
I have to get up.
Also, one thing that I didn't mention
I
was
gotta get some water.
they-
I'm too upset.
they chanted AEW. It's the last time I believe that was chanted was during the Seth Rollins Fiend Hell in a Cell match I saw.
They chanted AEW, folks, according to Stanley Mack, and I heard that too. They chanted AEW at a John Cena WWE retirement match. The most famous WWE guy of the last 20 years. You're getting people to chant AEW. If people like Peter Rosenberg and The Miz and others are seriously going to ignore all of this, They shouldn't be working for the WWE because they are not helping. They're just company guys and yes men who actually contribute to a decaying product, not an evolving one. This stinks. You talk, Stanley.
Okay.
I'm too upset.
You know what? I'm
too upset.
I don't know Triple H anything because here's the thing. We always say how much like Tony Khan never like earned anything with like how he's a nepo.
Yeah, nepo, baby.
In some ways, if Triple H wouldn't be one of the WWE if he didn't marry Stephanie. So couldn't we?
So Triple H is like a nepo-in-law.
Yeah,
sort of. I like it. I like that.
Are they kind of similar?
Let's be honest. Yeah, this is why he is running the company because he married Stephanie McMahon. We all know this. Well, no, Triple H, he cares about the business, man. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. It's all about wrestling to him. Well, apparently it doesn't make him smarter. His 2025 will go down as one of the dumbest years of booking ever. Putting people on the sideline like LA Knight. Going crazy for Jey Uso, even though half the time he can't wrestle. Sorry. But to have Jey Uso, to punish LA Knight for something, an inadvertent thing. He was looking at the "We Want LA Knight," and his eyes more than likely didn't see the "Over Jey Uso," which the print was a lot smaller than the "We Want LA Knight" print on the sign. And that's why he got benched, because he took the sign and showed it to the camera. More than likely, he only saw the "We Want LA Knight" thing, folks. The "Over Jey Uso" was basically like in fine print.
What was funny was I believe Drew he didn't mean it like that, but it was funny to me that during the Cena he tweeted out 2025 has been a disaster. He was talking about Cody, but it's just funny because everyone was in the comments was like, yeah, we kind of agree.
You went 100%, Drew. Great tweet, bud. Yeah, I know you didn't mean it like that. No, but guess what? You were right. 2025 was a disaster. And look, I personally am a lot higher on the WWE these days than Stan. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
I'm higher than the 16-year-old.
I've been down.
He's been down
throughout most of this year. It's been mediocre booking. SmackDown's practically unwatchable. Like at this point, it's unwatchable.
Stanley's been down on it, and last time I checked, you probably want the 16-year-olds, right? The WWE, they want that's like, and then pretty soon he's going to be going in his 20s and whatnot. Like, yeah, this is the demographic. Don't take my word for it. I'm the guy who's been more positive than Stanley. Is that true or false?
That is indeed true.
True.
This whole year from and I feel like a lot of problems that they have is they create these moments that are great, like viral, they might blow up nowadays. However, there seems to be a lack of follow-up when they create moments. Look at like the New Day, look at the Cena heel turn.
Agreed.
There seems to be a lack
New Day. What was that? Why how is Big E not feuding with the New Day as we speak? It's made no sense that they just decided, well, let's get rid of Big E. The whole point of New Day going heel was they turned on Big E, and then Big E's never seen again.
Yeah, it's...
How much more are we going to take? By the way, 1 year from today, you are going to have, it will kick off massive controversy. Because a year from today is basically, it'll be WrestleMania season, only it'll be WrestleMania season heading into Saudi Arabia. You think the WWE fans are going to be cool and happy and light? They have literally scheduled a year of public relations disaster from now. Like they've schedule it.
And that's the other thing.
This time next year, folks, you're going to be hearing people kill the WWE because they indeed sold their soul.
And
stop it.
And that's the
American company. You want to put it in London 1 year, fine. You want to put it in Toronto 1 year, fine. Stop it. Don't treat us like jerks. Well, this is shut up.
Also, and even this year, like, imagine how they had people kind of excited. New Orleans, always great WrestleMania, and then that's been kind of forgotten when they switched that to Las Vegas.
They screwed. They screwed the city of New Orleans.
Had a very tough year.
They go. Yeah. They had a tough year, tough century. There was a thing called Hurricane Katrina that those poor people had to deal with at the beginning of the century. And now that all these years later, they got a nice little WrestleMania. It's, well, actually, Las Vegas gave us more money, so we're going to run it back and play a stupid Aerosmith song. Duh! And treat fans like absolute imbeciles. I got to tell you, the worst thing about the WWE right now is arrogance and narcissism run rampant. They are an arrogant company filled with people who are so condescending it's not even funny. They are intentionally burying their heads in the sand with this Cena decision. The anger, again, let's make it very clear, doesn't come from win or loss. Doesn't come from Cena getting defeated by Gunther last night. It comes from him tapping out and giving up after saying for 20 years, never give up. He's a wonderful human being who has granted more Make-A-Wish wishes than anyone else. And it's because he never gives up and has inspired children battling cancer and other diseases to never give up. So his last match going into retirement, he gives up? Can you imagine if Luke Skywalker tapped out? What are we talking about here? Can you imagine if Rocky was happy after losing to Apollo Creed? You know, he's screaming for Adrian at the end of the movie, but he's not smiling. This is awful. And what's worse is it's insulting because the WWE apologists who work for the company have to do this spin campaign where they try to tell, no. You guys just didn't get it. This was Cena tapping out on wrestling. Guys, shut up. Stop being so esoteric already. Good, evil. That's all this is. It's good versus evil. They're plays of morality. We're not, breaking the fourth wall and having these macro, this John Cena retired. John Cena didn't tap out against wrestling. He tapped out against Gunther. I'm sorry, Stanley. The match last night, was it John Cena versus wrestling or was it John Cena versus Gunther?
It was John Cena versus Gunther.
So he tapped out on Gunther. Shut up. And basically, he gave up.
And that's what he's done. That's what he's done throughout this whole farewell tour. He gave up and sold his soul.
He didn't tap out, though, in this embarrassing, looking at the camera, a smirk. Okay. We were told, I read a story today that said Mark Henry said there were 30 to 40 people lined up in the back after the match looking to hug and console John Cena. Now, obviously, I'm sure he was sad because it was his last match. He's retiring. That's extremely emotional. But I got to tell you, the word console definitely raised some red flags with me. I absolutely believe Cena knew himself this was a bad booking decision. Not Cena losing for you defenders and apologists, but Cena tapping out in a pathetic way. That is embarrassing. Yes, you blew it. Dumb, stupid. Shame on you. And it's really upsetting to think that John Cena, the guy who arguably does care about the fans the most, has to be in the back being consoled because, yeah, he's probably sad that he's retiring. But also, folks, he's probably sad because the guy who cares the most about the fans just had to hear 19,000 people booing and chanting F you. Think about this. The guy who cares the most about fans had to hear an entire building of people furious at a clearly bad booking call. Anyone else who tells you different, call him an apologist, a defender, a yes man, a suck-up, a worm, a weasel, a money-grubbing whore. Seriously. Because you can't defend that. So this was Cena riding off into the sunset. I'm sorry, I saw Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. I remember him literally riding off into the sunset after he won, after he killed a bunch of Nazis. What are we talking about here? Cena tapping out. Money grabs. Saudi Arabia WrestleManias. Price hikes. We used to pay $9.99 for pay-per-views. Now we got to pay $40 with this illegal theft that Disney and ESPN, two other dirty, corrupt entities, force us to do. Everything costs more. The seats cost more. Morons. Like that one guy who goes out and goes, Vince McMahon he used to not get all the money he could because he used to care about families. And we're like, what are we doing? Get more money. The embarrassment, which is this era of WWE, 2025 specifically.
I can't believe that guy's like right behind Ollie for TKO.
Well, think about this. How bad are you at your job in 2025 that you now have fans chanting, "We want Vince back"? Because they were. And there's Triple H in the post show. Listen, I'll always do best for business. Shut up. No, you won't. What's best for business is best for customers, for your audience. That's what's best for business. These people in the WWE and the people who cover the WWE, the people who work or are around the WWE, all speak in trite cliches. They all just speak in just bumper stickers. I'll always do what's best for business. What, because you heard Vince McMahon say that 1,000 times? You don't do what's best for business. Vince meant it. That meant he'll bring back Hogan, though he couldn't stand the guy. He'll bring back the Ultimate Warrior twice though he couldn't stand the guy. That's what we meant by Vince will do best for business. He didn't believe that Daniel Bryan should be the champ, but you know what? People are going nuts. Let's do it. Yes Network, the Yes Movement. He would absolutely do what's best for business, which actually meant what the fans wanted. When the fans are overwhelming, you listen to them. People wanted Cena to win. Like I said, I was actually okay with a loss, not tapping out like a sad sack, wistfully grinning, some weird anticlimactic no-buzz finish that first just got people like, oh, that sucked, then quickly got BS chants, then quickly got FU chants. And anyone thinking that's good, you're a liar, you're dishonest to yourself and others. Shut up. I'm so done with Peter Rosenberg. That little smiley, always looking like the wolf that, caught the chicken or the hen or whatever the damn phrase is. The fox who caught the hen. He's always got this dopey grin on his face. Hey, Peter, maybe try being serious for a second. Maybe to try and telling those stupid fat cheeks of yours to stop smiling. Just for like 5 seconds. People were very angry at this for good reason. I can't imagine people who attended that thing that paid $5,000, $10,000, whatever, just to see that crap. And again, this is the problem here. The whole night suffered with bad finishes. Think about it. Cody and Obafemi is a phenomenal match. It was great. And then Drew McIntyre comes in and running. That's the first match. I really felt like, bad sign.
You were saying bad sign at the pre-show when the mics weren't working.
I was saying bad sign at the pre-show. Nothing about this show was good. The pre-show wasn't working. The people in charge are, my God, how dumb are you? Hey, folks, you can't put two microphones next to each other. That's when feedback occurs. And you had Triple H's dumb headset microphone falling down, and they kept trying to give him the handheld, and then they kept being like, here, and he kept getting feedback. Take off the headset! It's microphone feedback. Two microphones can't be in close proximity of one another, otherwise feedback occurs. Jesus Christ! What's going on, WWE? Have you lost it? Because I'm losing it right now. So we had the Cody Obafemi thing. Drew runs in. You got to hear people online. Well, you can't have either of them lose. Well, stupid, don't have the match then. Horrible anticlimactic finish that everyone's like, all right, whatever. That's not a good match. And you definitely heard a sigh of, oh, that was BS. And there were some scattered BS chants. We go to the women's match. Sol Ruka might have the best finisher of any female in wrestling today. That's any female in the entire wrestling industry. It makes no sense to somehow go backwards while doing a front flip. Oh, and by the way, while you do all that, you have to stun somebody. She's literally going backwards off the turnbuckle, and yet she's flipping frontwards. It's truly amazing. Why didn't she get the win off that? All of a sudden, Bayley pins her, and then she reverses that for a weak-ass roll-up? What the hell? You have the best finisher in female wrestling today. You have her win with that. She hits that move. She pins Bayley. 1, 2, 3. Bing, 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 bing. People go nuts. So that was the second screwed finish. The third screwed finish, look, it was probably by accident, but when AJ looked to jump to the ropes to hit the forearm, he slipped. I don't know if that was meant to happen or not. I don't. The reaction of, what was the Javon Evans' partner?
Leon Slater.
Leon Slater had a great reaction because he instantly went and covered AJ and did the 1, 2, 3, and then they did a little thing, and then AJ hit him with the Styles Clash. I think AJ may have fallen, but regardless, I love AJ Styles. I mean, it doesn't matter. But by the way, this brings me to actually just a side pointer. But so that was bad finish number 3. You see what I'm saying, folks? This is why. So okay, we even if we can't blame WWE for match number 3, we certainly can for 1 and 2. So when you have matches 1 and 2 with horribly booked finishes, Cody and Oba needs to have a winner. I don't care how you do it. Do it. Think creatively. Stop with the lazy run-ins. The second match, Sol Ruka hits the most amazing finisher of all time. 1, 2, 3. Stop it with a roll-up by Bayley and then another roll-up. What? Why? And things like what AJ happened, things like that happen. But when you have 2 bad finishes and then you have a mishap, well, that's your 3rd bad finish in a row. Now you only have 4 matches, and here's the Cena Gunther catastrophe. It's a horrible show. Horrible. I'm too upset.
It was the worst show to me of the year, and a way to end what has been not great year for the WWE. Truly, just there was nothing good. I mean, not that the matches were bad, but all the finishes stunk, as you point out. And truly, this one hurt. I needed this to be good. At least I legit needed this one.
I know, pal. You are John. Stanley had the wristbands, the hat, the T-shirt, the whole thing. I mean, I'm probably most furious because the Stand Man's mad, and because I don't know what to do. I mean, maybe we should still do a wrestling show, but maybe we just have to reinvent the wrestling show. And unlike the WWE, be imaginative, use our creativity, which we possess, and I guess they don't. Because, yeah, the people going, oh, you won't watch. Try me. I've left before. I told you, I left for a decade. And that's a decade of a hardcore fan who's not buying your stuff, not doing the pay-per-view, not buying the shirts, not going to WWE contests, live events. What a nightmare, huh?
What a disaster.
Right?
This was the worst show to me of the year. And it needed to be good.
How about WWE going forward for you? For me, I also want to make it clear it's not about the talent. Massive Punk fan, massive Cody fan. I thought the Obafemi guy is great. I loved him with Cody. Holy cow. Cody and Obafemi should just have a 3-match rivalry that lasts 5 months. That's the other thing about the WWE. Time-honored tradition. They don't do old school wrestling stuff anymore. I mean, Punk and Drew did, probably because Punk and Drew were allowed to be in charge of their whole storyline. They were phenomenal. That's the best thing that the WWE has maybe done this decade, besides the Bloodline. But, I don't know, man. The Bloodline was so sensational, and it also caused something bad, which is cinematic, dramatic wrestling. Not everyone can do the Roman Reigns stuff, folks. And I think that's becoming more and more obvious. You shouldn't ask these wrestlers to think that they're thespians. John Cena is a great actor. I watch Peacemaker. It's fantastic. Not everyone can. And even John Cena, in my opinion, actually didn't pull off the cinematic ending because the tapping out was lame.
See, to me, what they should have done with the tour, in my opinion, and I've said this, but to me, when Cena said, and I thought that this was very eye-opening when he said, well, everything after WrestleMania was just on the spot. We were just pivoting after WrestleMania,
right?
And everything.
Yeah, they're disorganized.
You cannot book like that.
Sounds like it's a Tony Khan type machine over there. And Stanley and I left. We got chased out of AEW. We used to watch it, but we were also Cody fans and Punk fans. We were in AEW. And when it was just vehemently anti-Cody, anti-Punk, it was like, all right, fine. You don't want us a part of your stupid league, so we're gone. And guess who has left AEW and not watched one episode of Collision, one episode of Dynamite, nor bought one pay-per-view? Me and Stanley Mack, the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show. We're out. And the same thing's going to happen with the WWE. They need new blood in there, man. New blood. And if Triple H, if you're not understanding this today, and you're still being a condescending jerk thinking you have all the answers, you need to leave too. One thing Triple H definitely needs to do is get rid of a lot of people who are all the yes men. People who tell him, only what he wants to. Oh, that's a great idea, Hunter. Actually, it's not. You need someone like me. And by the way, this isn't some sort of sad, I wanted a job at WWE. I don't. I mean, unless they pay me. Like, Peter Rosenberg money. But see, here's the thing. They would have to pay me the big money, but with the understanding that I'm going to be the loudmouth contrarian who consistently points the holes out of all of your logical fallacies.
That's when that probably turns them off because
I would be employed for the WWE by the WWE for 4 days. Yep. That would be my run, about 4 days. Because they clearly are people who willfully bury their head in the sand to ignore the fan base. Well, guess what, stupid? You keep ignoring the fan base goes away. Then all of a sudden, when you take your head out of the sand, you go, hey, where'd everybody go? And no, they didn't go to Jason's Furniture Store in Neptune City. They went elsewhere. Movies, Netflix, streaming, whatever. I know Raw's on Netflix. I'm talking about, Stranger Things. They're playing video games. There's a billion things to do. Stanley, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is, I believe, I don't know how much more I'm going to be watching.
Hey, guys, there's your 16-year-old audience. Great work. Great job. That was the right call, though. 19,000 people chanting F you. And a 16-year-old right next to me on a podcast that's been around for 10 years. We started this when Stanley was 6. He's now 16. We've done this for a decade. A decade we've done this show because he's that much of a dedicated fan.
Yeah, and I've always bought into the words of John Cena, never give up. So
no,
for
give
me,
up. Hey, kids, give up.
So for
Hey,
me,
hey,
it is
no,
like,
no, give up. Give up in life. Folks, give up. It's important to give up. No, guys, you didn't understand. That wasn't just... Folks, I swear to God, I actually saw someone tweet this. They go, you don't understand. That wasn't John Cena giving up on the match. That was John Cena giving up on wrestling. I'm like, then he's still giving up, bozo. Also, all John Cena says is, no, I will always be an ambassador. I'll always be a part of the WWE. I won't have any more matches. So even John Cena doesn't say that. Either that wasn't even John Cena's intention with this match. He himself said he's going to be around as an ambassador. What are you talking about? He's not leaving wrestling. He's not leaving the WWE. This was the end to his in-ring career. And he could not give up the one thing he preached for 20 years. And he did. He gave up. And there's no amount of spin any you WWE lying apologists can say. He gave up. And it was bad. And it got 19,000 people in the sold-out building booing you, saying this sucks, because it did. Grow up. Face the music. Triple H went to the post show. I gave him a little credit until he started smiling and saying, I'll always do right for business. That was so alarming and deeply disturbing, because what it says to me is he's not going to learn from his own really big mistakes. And so he will be doomed to repeat his own failures time and time again. Stanley, final thoughts.
Final thoughts are, I feel bad for Cena, mainly because his final match.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't about you, John. We love you.
Yeah, I feel bad.
We love all the talent. How about that? We're going to make it clear. We love the talent. Don't love the leadership. Don't love the bookers. Don't love the people around. Don't love the little minions. Don't love the little weasel talking heads who just kiss butt and don't provide any legit criticism that could help the WWE. You know, constructive criticism actually helps people.
And I know that there's gonna be times when, like, maybe WWE's struggling or they're not doing stuff. Sure, but I'm fine with that. But what I'm not fine with is when I, as a fan, feel like they are insulting my intelligence.
They are. They're insulting your intelligence, and they're just insulting you as a person by not listening to us. Second final thoughts. I'm too upset to talk.
Second final thoughts,
buddy.
Is I wish Cena a happy retirement.
John, we love you. Triple H, not so much right now. I've done nothing but say good things about Triple H from 2022 to 2024. And I've even defended him in 2025. I certainly have seen plenty of mistakes. I'm actually a optimistic guy. I try to be hopeful with the things I like. Giants, the Yankees, the Knicks, Notre Dame. These days I'm getting kicked around a lot. Star Wars, Marvel. Here's my final point. This is a tweet that I wrote. And I believe there to be some merit behind it. I believe there to be some truth to it. I wrote, entertainment is being run by the wrong people. Unimaginative narcissists who think they're smarter than they are. Star Wars, Marvel, the WWE, on and on. Stop subverting audience expectations. And in big moments, give the people what they want. It's not hard to understand. All right. That'll do it. Stanley, will we be back? Is this the last episode?
We'll be back.
Okay.
We will be back. Don't worry.
All right. We're going to be back. I was worried. That this was it. But we will be back, according to Stanley Mack.
Well, we might be done for a year. By that, I mean... Probably till January.
Well, we'll be back. But for Stanley Mack, I'm Davey Mack. This has been the Eastside David Son Wrestling Show. Good night, everybody.